Hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christine. I like to read dark and disturbing things, and today I have a reading vlog. So this vlog is based off of a readathon that was going on the first week in September. This is a readathon from Kelsey's channel over at Slime and Slashers. I will link her channel down below. She always comes up with the most fun, engaging readathons, and I just love to participate in them. And this one was the Carnival Readathon, which was based off of Carnival-based reads, and I had a lot of books I wanted to read for this prompt. I love the whole carnival trope, something about this magical thing coming to your town, and when you're a kid it's just so much fun, and I like when we take fun things or cute things and we kind of turn it on its head and we bring out the dark side of it. So that could be evil clowns, that could be creepy carnivals, it could be anything. But I only had a week to read, so I had to choose wisely, and I ended up reading 3 books. I can tell you this definitively because I, of course, did not record an intro before I started this, because why would I do that? The first book I got to was something that has been on a couple of my TBRs, and I really wanted to get to it. It is Ivy Tholen's Tastes Like Candy. I did read another book by her earlier in the year and I really enjoyed it. So as you could tell, we've got a carnival theme. We've got this beautiful cover, and so I read this, and this also happens to be one of Kelsey's favorite books, or books that she mentions quite often. The next book I read was an arc that I have been meaning to get to, but I knew that this readathon was coming up, so I've been kind of saving it, and that is Regina St. Carni, and I have this on my Kindle, and it is also on Kindle Unlimited, so you can check that out if you like what you hear. And last but not least is a book that I started last year, never finished, but I have been wanting to get to it, and that is a classic, Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes. And for me, this is a brand new experience because I've never seen a movie. I've never read this. I don't really know what it's about other than something to do with a carnival. And this is a cool cover. This is actually an interesting size book, like if you compare it, and I actually found this size book very nice to hold, just being that shorter size, so I liked this. There's also a sprinkling in of Halloween decoration haul, I suppose, and a little bit of crafty stuff having to do with decorating with stickers and my reading planner. So I think that's about all I got up to this week, and it actually kind of goes over the course of a week and a half because it took me a while to get through this one, and just a little decorating in general. So have fun watching, and I will see you on the other side. Hey guys, it's Monday, and I'm just really quickly checking in. We brought all our Halloween decorations up, and it's kind of a mess right now. It is a bit of a process. And I did start reading Tastes Like Candy yesterday by Ivy Tholen, and I'm already about halfway through this book. It reads very quickly. It is very YA. So the premise of this is that we have a group of friends who are actually just going into senior year in their high school. It's like the day before they go back, and there is some tradition where they do like a scavenger hunt, which usually takes place at the school, but this year it's supposed to take place at a closed down amusement park. Like, not closed down as in like forever, just it's closed, and they're just not supposed to be in there. So probably the first third of this book is kind of setting up the friendships and kind of getting an idea for these girls in this friend group and a little bit of their history. And I got to the part where they just got to the amusement park, and they all take an edible, or 2 or 3 or 4, and as soon as they get in there, things are already starting to go wrong. I've already had a kill, and in a very carnival-like way. I heard that the kills in this are super creative and fun, and I hope so, because honestly, it's like okay for me right now. I think I'm just struggling with the YA-ness of it. It's just it's a little immature for my refined tastes. But there's nothing bad about it. It's good for a YA. But anyway, yeah, it's reading pretty quick, and I hope to finish it hopefully later tonight or tomorrow so I can get into the next book. But for now, I am having fun with this Carnival read. All right, I'll check back in later. Bye. Hello, today is Tuesday. Yeah, holidays got me mixed up. So today's Tuesday, and I'm just checking in. I got Sprocket patiently waiting for me. She really wants me to go OUTSIDE and hang out with her, but I wanted to check in first because I did finish Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. I think I checked in when I was about halfway through with this book, and I have finished it. I have some thoughts. So I already told you what it was about. This, though, it read very YA to me and was very predictable. I do think some of the kills in this were fun because it was in a carnival and they did use that setting to its full potential as far as creative kills, although there are a few people that end up dying that you don't even get to see, and I think that should have probably been in there. I don't know if that got edited out, but yeah, it was a quick read and I enjoyed it okay. I think I will probably give it a 3.5 star, but round it down to 3 for Goodreads, just because I really liked the other book a lot better by Ivy Tholen when I read Mallrats. And I think because Mallrats really took the time to get to know the characters, there was like a fully fleshed out story about a made up slasher called Xylophone Man. They do pay tribute to that in this book, which I do enjoy, but you don't care about any of these characters. They're all, I guess, kind of one note. Everyone's got their thing, which is fine, but it just, you didn't really care. And the thing that really blew me away is that as characters are dying off, the friends of those characters don't even seem affected. Like, they just are like, oh, that person's gone. Oh, well, like, that sucks. And I feel like because they had all the characters take edibles at the beginning of this, that it was almost used as an excuse for weird behavior. And I don't know, how many edibles do you have to eat to not care, like, that your friends are dying off in horrific ways? And when you see it, you think that would kind of snap you out of it and make you kind of sober really quick, as far as at least being able to grasp that you have to get the heck out of here and that this is really serious. And I didn't feel terrified because the characters didn't feel terrified. I didn't care because the characters didn't care. It was weird. It was kind of a weird way to read it. They're in the middle of fighting for their lives and they're having like these silly conversations, and I understand that they had edibles, but it didn't really make sense to me. But if you're looking for like a fun kind of more YA version of Cotton Candy Massacre, then this might be for you. It just wasn't really for me, I don't think. I just felt too old and just so mature. Even though there were some fun kills, it wasn't enough to really make up for the lack of depth of the story for me. So I finished that, and then I just started reading Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes. I just felt like I had to start something that had some kind of meaning to it after that. And I am only on chapter 4, which is like page 20. So I'm not very far into this, but so far the writing is beautiful. There's like a part where they just talk about how the library is a different world and how much it means to them, which was just beautiful. There's a part where they're just talking about the wind of a storm and just the language used. It's gonna be flowery and maybe not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it so far, my first 20 pages. And then last night I needed something to read on my Kindle, so I started reading Regina St. Carni, which I think I forgot to talk about in my TBR video, I think, because it's on my Kindle and I just always forget But I did start reading that, and that one also kind of is giving me Cotton Candy Massacre vibes, because the opening scene, it just starts off like really, it just starts off hitting hard, and things kind of going crazy, and we're kind of looking in the past like you were in Cotton Candy Massacre, where you're finding out the history of this carnival amusement park type land and why it went out of business and what went wrong. And then you kind of jump into the future tense, you jump into present tense, and we're kind of following this character. He's got a stupid name. What is it? Dab? Something like that. He has a he has an a-hole name because he is an a-hole, I could tell. Oh, he's some kind of journalist, and he just got outed for saying some horrible things to and about women after he just like did this speech kind of talking against those things. So he is getting canceled, and now he just needs to find a new way to take his career, and I'm assuming that's going to be in this defunct amusement park, but we'll see, because I'm not very far in that. So I will be reading these two kind of back and forth. I'll probably be reading this during the day, and then when I do my night reading, because I can't have my light on, I'll be reading on my Kindle. So that is that. And then I thought I would show you, I had ordered some things from Target after watching Katrina from Katrina Brown's channel. She had gotten some things from Target, and I had looked at Target. They didn't have anything yet, but school just started here, like on the West Coast, or at least where I live. I think they start a little bit later than the rest of the country. So I feel like it's not until after that that Target starts taking down their back to school stuff and putting up their Halloween stuff. So I haven't seen anything in person, but I went online and I just kind of searched hide and eek, and I found some really cute things. So I'm going to show those to you now because they came in the mail. The first one is this bat hanging. So it will hang like that. And I had a place in mind for it, actually. Can't tell, but this is like felt and has like little divots for the moons. And then this is also felt. It's like wood on the back and then felt over it. So I love bats. So I got this bat with the moon. And then I've been really into the lime green color this year. So I did get this. I have so many blankets, you guys, but I love blankets. Like, it's the one thing I can never have enough of. And I don't have anything like this. So yeah, I got this spider web, lovely neon green blanket. I think I forgot to show you this before, but I had gotten the spoon rest at Kohl's, and I might put him by my coffee to like rest my spoon. And then, oh, I got one of these little birds, and I know that Kat from Kat's Novel Adventure loves these little birds, but I have quite a few that I've gathered throughout the years. But I got this cute little fella. I like when they're dressed up for Halloween. I had gotten this at Michael's before, so I guess this isn't part of my Target haul. And it's just this weird little mushroom. And then the last two things I got from Target, they had so many of like these blow molds, but these are actually smaller size, like if you could tell compared to me. Like, so they could actually fit on a shelf, like not like the huge ones that you would have in your lawn. And I didn't realize that they talk, because there's a little button here, so I will push that in a second. But he's just so cute. And let me see what he says. I can't remember. Oh wait, he just glows. Sorry, must be the other one that makes noise. So he just glows, but he is like small enough. Well, you can't see that. He's small enough that I could put on a shelf like in my main living area. And then this guy was so cute. We have like all of the things. We have a ghost, but a witch hat with a bat and a pumpkin. And he's so cute. I think he's the one that talks and moves, and I didn't realize. I don't know if I could do it holding it on my hand. I don't know. I don't know why he's making that sound. I would like to not ever hear it again. So I'm hoping, let me see. Yeah, you can have him lit up and kind of moving from side to side without the whoa. He's excited about something. I would like to think it's Halloween. But there you go. That was my haul from Target. I totally forgot. This was the whole reason I looked after seeing Katrina have this. And it's these two little skellies. And they're neon. Oh, he's got a mohawk because he's cool. And they won't be connected. But what is super cool about it that I didn't realize, because I thought they would just hang and that's cool. But these are actually wires. So you can kind of like pose them. And I'm loving the neon this year. I'm a traditional girly. Like I like the black and orange and purple and green. And this neon green does fit in. But I will accept pink like this only. I'm fine for all you pink girlies that like all the pastel stuff, but neon pink with other neon stuff, I will accept for me. So that is what I got from Target. I'm about to make my dog happy by going out and reading a little bit more of this because it is beautiful outside today. So I'll check in later. Hey, just checking in. Today is Sunday and I have been working the last few days, so I haven't gotten a lot of reading done. I think I'm around page 100 and something Wicked This Way Comes, but I haven't picked that one up in a couple days. But I have been reading Carni by Regina St, and I am about 60%, maybe a little bit more into that, and I hope to finish it today. When I first saw this, I thought it was going to be just a clown slasher, and just based on the cover. But this is a lot more about this journalist who has had bad behavior. He's just kind of a piece of shit, and he's trying to get back on his feet by taking any lead he can. And he gets this lead from a younger girl, like a 20-year-old or so, maybe 21. Sorry if I moved, I had to let my dog in the room. He meets this girl online, I believe, and she's got the story about this small island that used to have an amusement park that got shut down a couple decades before, where some people had died. And she really loves the idea of this particular amusement park, in particular its mascot named Carni. And she talks about Carni like he is a living being, and they take a boat and they go out there and kind of check out like just like the rusted bits that are left behind, you know, that have been more or less demolished and have just kind of let to rot and have people graffiti them and things like that. So they go there, and this female, I think her name's Aurora, she reminds me a lot of like Harley Quinn. She is just kind of all over the place. She doesn't take anything too seriously. She's much younger and more beautiful than this guy, but she has no problems flirting with him and accepting his advances. Everything she does is for trying to bring Carni back to life, it seems like. And what that means, we don't know. Our main character doesn't know. We don't know. But every time they go to this island to hang out or check things out, which happens a handful of times, people seem to end up dead. And it starts to have this like huge following, where it kind of reminds me a little bit of like ICP followers. They get all dressed up in their clown gear and they hang out on this island and they party and like worship the spirit of Carni. I gotta say, it's pretty interesting. It reads pretty quickly, and I'm just waiting. Like, I'm just past 60%. Something really concrete has to happen. Like, a lot of things have happened, but we don't actually get to see them happen. And I'm assuming that this Carni is going to actually materialize at some point. And we have, our main character is like hearing this voice in his head that he thinks it's just because he's so into writing this piece about this whole clown thing that he thinks that he's just, oh yeah, I'm just so in tuned to this character that I'm hearing his voice in my head, when he's actually having conversations with this voice. So we know something crazy is about to happen, and I'm just waiting for it to happen. But so far, I'm having a really good time. Our main character is not a likable person. You know what kind of irritates me the most about him, even though he has like a million faults, is that when times got tough, he's living with his parents again, and he calls his parents like by their first name. And every time it's just like these people that are just there to serve him, where he's just like, yeah, Ivy made me breakfast this morning, and that's his mom. Like, he never calls them mom and dad. It's always Ivy, and I forget the dad's name. And they're literally there to just give him whatever he asks for, like he's a little kid, and he's like in his 30s or something. So if he needs a meal, he doesn't make any of his own meals. He doesn't do any of the shopping. He doesn't help out at all. They are just basically servants to serve him. And I don't know why every time he just refers to his parents by their names, as if they're just these people that happen to be living in this house that's theirs. It just irritates me even more. But I know that's such a weird minor thing, because he's just a crappy guy anyway, which you're not supposed to like this guy. So I am assuming we're gonna see some fun stuff happen to him, I hope. So I will probably check in after I finished it and let you know how that goes. Same thing with Something Wicked, This Way It Comes. That one I think takes a little bit more time to read and process the information because of the way that it's written. For me anyway, it's not like super easy reading. It takes a little bit more thought, and I think I'm just going to focus on finishing Carni first and then finishing up Something Wicked. And today's Sunday, so technically I think today's like the last day of the Carnival Readathon, but if it takes me an extra day or two, no big deal. I'm not on some big time schedule. And tomorrow I'm excited because I'm going to see Beetlejuice. I am cautiously optimistic. The first movie to me was just perfection. I loved it. I saw it so many times as a kid. I think it came out maybe when I was around 10 years old, somewhere around there. And it was just a staple of my childhood. And as much as I love it, I'm already kind of getting tired of seeing all of the merchandise. And the same thing happened with Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like it was such an underground, not that Beetlejuice was underground ever, but when you found stuff at this time before the movie came out, it was kind of like a special gem, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found this item that is Beetlejuicy. Or before, I guess, Disney kind of took over Nightmare Before Christmas, you can never find anything for it, and now there's just so much merch out there for this franchise that is just like, okay, we get it. And the movie just came out like 2 days ago, so yeah, they're making the cash on it, which is a little annoying, but I'm trying to just be happy that it was made and go in with low expectations, and hopefully I'll really enjoy it. So today I have just been kind of putting the final touches on my indoor Halloween decorations so I can put all the boxes away. I was waiting for a few things to come in, and I think I'm going to maybe try to decorate these shelves a little bit fall. We'll see how it goes. I got some leaf lights from Michael's, and I'm not sure if they're going to work out or not, so I might hang those. I just have a few little decorations, so I'll show you what my shelves look like before and after. So anyway, I am going to finish that up, and then hopefully I can get some reading done. And I need to reset I did part of my journal. I didn't do the whole thing, and I need to like change the stickers up on my Kindle and stuff like that. So I will check in when I have finished my books. All right, so I thought I would redecorate the back of my Kindle. As you can see, the last time I did, some of these were moving around in here, and I also have my Kobo, and I suppose a little bit of that was happening there as well. So I have a confession to make. I wanted to redo my, why can't I talk in think at the same time. I wanted to redo my Layman picture, and Layman has been lost. I know he's just misplaced somewhere. I took him off my shelf because I had wanted to redecorate him for fall, and I set him aside and he ran away or something. Yeah, so I don't know where he's at. I can't find him. I know I just misplaced him. He's somewhere in my office, I'm sure, but I don't know where he is at the moment. And I think he might have heard me talking shit about him and he's not happy. But anyway, so I wanted to decorate maybe one of these fall and one of these spooky. Like, not that it wasn't already spooky, but yeah. So I'm going to play around with some of these. I guess I just had one of these big ones, so I don't need that. See, I have this really pretty fall one. I think I'll do that for the other. So you might just see a lot of rearranging, and I will finally settle on something. Spooky season never dies. That is so true. So truer words have never been spoken. And then I'll put these together and see what we have. Maybe I'll see how these go before I start. I was going to kind of glue them down just a little bit, like with double sticky tape. I absolutely love these. I got them on Etsy, and he glows in the dark, which is so cool. So yeah, that didn't take as long as I thought. So now I'm going to do my Kobo. So I think maybe it's when they overlap, when they start to fall, but I'll just keep an eye on it. And yeah, we've got some stickers there. So we have this for now. I really love that. I'm very late to this trend because I thought people were sticking stickers on their Kindles, and I can't bring myself to do that. But with this, absolutely. So the other thing I have, put that aside, was this tumbler that I got from a horror box that is just plain black matte. And I think I'm going to, oh, maybe I have to do this a little bit. And I think I'm going to decorate this, but I had some other stickers set aside because this would be something I take to work. And while they know I'm kind of freaky deaky, they're not like that. And so I don't want to scare anybody too much. So they're not going to all be horror stickers, but I got this sticker from this shop here, Cat Mallard Art. I got this a while ago and I don't think I ever showed it, but I got these really cute back prints, and I kind of set them aside and then forgot to get little frames for them. So I do want to set them up. They're just so cute. And then I think this is going to go in my journal somewhere, maybe next year. But yeah, I thought that could be like my main sticker, and then I'll put a couple of these other ones on there. And I hope that all of these stickers are okay to get washed. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I think I'm just going to keep it simple. My other water bottle that I brought to work had like a million stickers overlapping. So let's just start simple and go from there. So I have this adorable bat sticker, and then my coffee, and then I am a pharmacist. So yeah, this is a family nickname for me. And I love Pac-Man and this little guy. So I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm sure more stickers will get added as time goes on, but I thought I would start off simple. So there we go. I have my reading journal. I did already decorate my September page. Move my little mummy out of the way. I went with more of a fall look, and then had all of these cute fall stickers. So this is where I'm going to write in my books. But there is a special readathon coming up, and I printed out some of the printouts for Halloween-a-thon. So I thought I would paste these in. I also have these, and I'm going to put them in. So got these. I had these in my Amazon cart, and then just sitting there, and then my husband bought stuff for himself, and he's like, oh yeah, I just checked out with your stuff. Note to self, just leave more things in the cart. So I got these fun Halloween Care Bear stickers, and then I have a million other stickers, and at least this much washi. So I will decorate this and then check back with you at the end. Okay, so I went sticker crazy as usual, and I had some bat washi that I went around here and I sort of colored it in, and we've got our map for Halloween-a-thon that we follow here, and then I colored in all this with like Tombows and went sticker crazy. And then we have our ghosties over here. So yeah, this is what I have so far for the Halloween weekend. And then I figured this being in between like my September spread and October is perfect, since it takes place over 6 weeks, the last 2 weeks of September, and then moving on into October, and then I will have that. So that is my little spread there. Probably not the best, but that is what we have. So yeah, hopefully I can find Lamey and decorate him so he can go back up on my shelf. And I have a little bit more hopefully decorating to do. I wanted to get some of the little hooks to hook some things up on my shelf, and I will do that. And I will check back with you then. Hey guys, I thought I would just check it in because I did finish Carni, and all of a sudden, as soon as I turn on the camera, the sun just came out. So today is, good question. Today's Tuesday, and I finished Carni by Regina St. and I had a really fun time with it. I think I have explained as much as I can, if I am remembering correctly, about the plot of the story, but I just gotta say that the pacing in this book was really good, because it's kind of like a build up to the finale at the end, the big showdown. But I wouldn't say that it is slow burn or anything like that, because throughout it you're getting like little dumps of action here and there, and it just continues to climb in tension and everything like that. So I had a really good time with Carni. It was not what I expected. I thought it was just going to be like a carnival slasher through and through. And I mean, they're slashing, but it's not just that. There is a story behind it. And Regina really wrote this horribly unlikable character named, God, what's his name? Dag. Everything about him is just unlikable, but you kind of needed it, and it worked out perfect, and I really enjoyed it. So that was my first time reading anything by her, so I'll have to check out some of her other works and read those as well. If you're interested in this, it is on KU if you want to check it out, but it was a fun little carnival read. I had a good time. And I then picked up my Something Wicked This Way Comes, and I am at page 140, and I think it's just a little under 300 pages. So this is what is going to make this vlog go a little bit longer, because I want to finish this before I wrap this up, and that this just takes a little extra time for my brain to process the way that it's written, and a lot of the words that are used. Some of them are just words that you never hear anymore. It's, I think, not a book that you're reading just for the plot. You're reading it for the journey of the words used and just the style of writing and how descriptive it is. So it does take a little bit more to process this book. I don't think it's like a super easy read. I don't think it's difficult, but I do think it takes a little bit of brain power as well. So for me anyway, that's how I feel about it. So I have gotten to the part where the carnival has come to town. I don't even remember if I've talked about this, but the carnival has come to town kind of unexpectedly. And the two friends, Will and Jim, they go check it out, and some weird shit's going on and they want to figure out what's going on. So they kind of sneak out of their house at night to go kind of spy on the carnival when it's closed. And they realize that the carousel might have some kind of magical properties. And yeah, that's about as far as I've gotten with it. I just got through like a really touching scene between father and son. I confuse the boys. And it's probably the good one. Yeah, Will. So Will is like the one with light colored hair, and Jim is the one with dark colored hair. And Will is more likely to do the right thing or want to do the right thing. And Jim is a little bit more adventurous. So kind of have like a difference going on between these friends. And there was just a really touching scene between the father of Will, who often just kind of sneaks. I don't know why I'm holding this up because there's no picture on it. I took the dust jacket off. There, that's prettier. I just have it, I guess. Yeah, so I'm having a good time, but I don't want to rush it, and I want to finish this. So I'm going to work on that. Yesterday, I did go out and I saw Beetlejuice. I went in very cautiously because, I mean, they're remaking everything or putting out sequels to everything. And in some ways, it makes me happy because I like those things, but in some ways I am always nervous because I don't want to ruin the memory of those things. Like I just saw that they're coming out with another Goonies movie, and it's hard to capture lightning in a bottle twice. You can't capture that same magic. But I do think that Beetlejuice was a good time overall. Is it perfect? No. But I really enjoyed it. I had fun, and even my husband did, and he is kind of a grump and hates everything. So I think Michael Keaton did a great job at still being Beetlejuice, like 100%. It felt like he never left that role. And of course, Catherine O'Hara is fantabulous. But other than that, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to show you a few yarns. You know, I hope that people like the yarn stuff because I got a lot of encouragement on the last one. That doesn't mean I'm going to become a yarn channel or anything like that. But this is kind of Halloween related because I found these blanket yarns. Bernat Blanket Mystical. I think that this is going to be a limited thing, I believe. And I had to get these 3 colors so I can have a Halloween blanket because I don't have enough blankets. And then the other thing I got was Katrina from Katrina Brown's channel. This is her fault because she's making this gorgeous neon Halloweenish blanket. And so I had to pick up these 3 bright ass colors because I want to make something similar. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. It might be a blanket. It might be my first attempt at making some kind of sweater. I don't know. I mean, I won't copy hers exactly, but I really loved those colors together, and hers looks fabulous. So I think that's, oh, the one last thing, I had it set here because I forgot to show you this last time, that I got this from Target. Why wouldn't I? He's beautiful. But it's a Halloween candy dish. And is that a sensor? I don't know, but it does this. Are you hypnotized? All right, press the subscribe button. Just kidding. If you're still here, you probably have. I don't know if this is I think that there's a sensor that will set this off once I pull that thing out and put batteries in it. But I think that like when you reach in the bowl and, is that mean to make little kids reach in this bowl and set this thing off? I don't know. I kind of got in trouble, not in trouble, but a few years ago, my son had his friends over, and I forget that like Halloween decorations aren't just normal and to every family. And so his friend's over, and his friend was fine, but always when his friend came over, his little brother had to come with. So he's a couple years younger, and I had like this statue in the bathroom, like a little bust statue of like I don't know, like a vampire kid. It kind of looks like a stone statue like Medusa looked at somebody. Anyway, it's not that scary. I don't think it's scary. But it was just sitting on the bathroom counter, and I didn't know, but he told his mom that he couldn't go to the bathroom when he was here because he went to use the bathroom and there were scary things in there, so he wouldn't go in there. And she was like, hey, yeah, he can't go to the bathroom. And I was like, well, he didn't even say anything to me. How was I supposed to know? And then, yeah, it was like, I guess I'm a jerk and I don't think of these things. But my son was never scared of that stuff. And this kid was, you know, he's just a little more sensitive to that kind of stuff. So yeah, I forget sometimes that things can be scary. All right, I think I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I should go out and look at stuff, Halloween stuff. But I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't, because then I'll just spend money and just stay home and chill. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I will check back with you probably once I finish this and wrap this vlog up. Let me keep holding up this book that has no cover. All right, I'll check in later. Okay, I am just going to catch you up on what my thoughts were on Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes, because I did finish it after I last checked in, and I had a really good time with this. It did take me a while to read this because I do feel that the writing is quite flowery at times, and I don't think that's going to be for everybody. I don't think it's too difficult, but I also don't think it's super easily digestible either. So it did take me a little time to kind of work through this book and just doing little bits at a time. And I feel like this is something I will reread in the future because I'm pretty sure there's a lot that I didn't quite fully understand or pick up on. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because there's deckled edges on top of it, but I have tabbed quite a few passages in here. Sometimes it was the writing that I really enjoyed. Sometimes it was what they were saying in the book that I really enjoyed. There is a really unique aspect to this where it involves a father. And a lot of times I feel like in coming of age stories like this one is, that we usually don't get the parents involved. The parents are kind of usually off in their own world. The kids are trying to take care of stuff themselves. But in this case, a father does get involved. And I really enjoyed that father-son aspect of it and dealing with what the father's going through personally. I had a really good time with it. I don't want to say too much about the plot other than it is a carnival that comes to town, and there was kind of like this good versus evil type battle in here, and we have a carousel with some magical elements. I want to leave it at that because I went in knowing nothing, and I really did not know where the story was going most of the time. It didn't feel like a rehashed story to me, where I don't know if it's because I read more modern things usually and this is a bit older, but this story felt completely different to me in a way that I really enjoyed. And I do really want to encourage you, if you have the time to dedicate to reading this, and it might not be that it takes everybody as long as it took me, but I really highly recommend giving this a shot, even if you're just reading, you know, they have really short chapters. So maybe you're just reading a couple chapters a day or something like that. It is really a beautiful story. I want to say that I would give this 4.5 stars. And I probably will round down to 4 for Goodreads. And my reason just being that the things I already mentioned about the writing, which I think is its biggest strength, but also it's kind of a detriment to the enjoyment of this book for a lot of people today, I think. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. And the other thing is, I didn't 100% love the ending of this, or kind of like the final showdown type thing, just because it felt very simple in how things played out. That's all I really want to say about it. I do think there's more that I could pick up from this book upon reread. So I do want to leave that open, but I definitely believe this is above a 4-star read. That's why I say 4.5 star. It's just not perfect for me. So it's not a 5-star, and I hardly give 5 stars. So I really, really enjoyed this. This was a good time, and I want to see the movie, or one of the movies. I think that there might be several, but I don't see any streaming. So I might have to pick up an old school like DVD, and I can't believe I'm calling a DVD old school, but just so I could watch this, and maybe I will pick up a little bit more on what was going on. There were a few times in the story where I was like not sure that I understood exactly what happened, but there's like magical elements at play too, so it could have been that. But I really, really enjoyed that. So the Carnival has come to an end. I do still have plenty of Carnival books that I would like to read. I don't know, I have so many fall spooky books that I want to get to, but I don't want to pressure myself to read all of the things, because then I kind of just shut down. So I'm just trying to take it easy, have fun, and if I get to more of those, I do. If not, there's always next year. So quite obviously the way that I would rank these is my least favorite was Tastes Like Candy. I just wanted more from the story. And then I really loved Carni. That was a really fun time. That was a 4-star read for me. And Something That Wicked This Way Comes obviously would probably be my number 1. It is obviously the most, like, the best written book, but at the same time, if I'm just looking at enjoyment factor and being able to get through a book and just have a fun time, I really like Carni. So I encourage you to pick those up and check them out. So I'm gonna stop yammering because I'm pretty sure that this vlog is way long. I apologize for that. I know some of you guys like longer videos and some don't. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you care. Do you care like how long a video is? If it gets too long, is it, you know, hard to pay attention to at some point? I usually like shorter videos personally, but if I'm doing something else, like if I'm crafting or just kind of hanging out, I do kind of like in the background having the longer videos where I feel like I'm just kind of hanging out with someone, and I think that there's just something for everybody there. So let me know what you think, and if you made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you for watching, because I know this was very long. And why don't you leave me some kind of carnival emoji down below. Circus tent, a clown, balloons, you name it. And now it's time for me to start my next readathon, which is the Week of Weird. And I'm excited for that too. I've already got some books picked out, and I want to try to sneak some fall reads in there as well if my reading is going fast enough. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay spooky.